Welcome to Around the Horn for FantasyAlarm.com. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Let's continue to talk about the moves that the Red Sox made, the signings of Hanley, Ramirez, and Pablo Sandoval, which I referenced yesterday in the Around the Horn video. Let's start out with the situation with Pablo Sandoval. Hey, you know, a 294 career hitter with about 20.85 per 162 games. He certainly could produce numbers like that hitting at Fenway. But something that should be pointed out for those people that are going to be excited about Pablo Sandoval in the fantasy game and expecting great things, he has seen his on-base percentage go down 3 straight years. He's seen his slugging percentage go down 3 straight years. This is not exactly a player that's trending in the right direction. There are obviously concerns about his weight. Last year he played a career high 157 games, but injuries have been an issue from time to time with him as well. It's not a lock that Pablo Sandoval is an elite third baseman in the fantasy game in 2015. He's certainly set up to be that. But realize there is some skill slippage at this point. It could be turned around. He's still, a young guy. He's only 28, 30 years old. Should probably know that. I think he's 28 years old. So he's not an old guy, but there are concerns about the fact those on-base and slugging percentage have been receding. Something to keep an eye on as he moves to the Red Sox. Now, the other player to the Red Sox, there's concerns with Hanley Ramirez as well. I noted those in the Around the Horn video yesterday. He's failing to hit 285 in 3 of the last 4 years. The stolen bases have really dipped. The fact that he hasn't played 130 games in 3 or 4 years, there are concerns with Hanley Ramirez. But if he's healthy, he should have a ton of success hitting in that lineup and in that ballpark. Where does he play? That's the big question. You've got Sandoval at third, you've got Bogaerts at shortstop, you've got Pedroia at second. Really looks like, and there was a press conference today in Boston that introduced both Sandoval and Hanley Ramirez. It really looks like Hanley Ramirez is going to be playing left field. Now, he's not an outfielder. He should be able to learn that. Not an easy place to play left field. The Green Monster does pose problems there in Boston. But he probably shifts to the outfield. Now, the Red Sox have 500 options in the outfield. I mean, they literally have like 8 outfielders. So what does this mean? They have to do a couple of things probably. They might trade Cespedes, Yoenis Cespedes, who they added last year. He wants a big contract. Apparently he wants a big contract. And he's not exactly the best guy ever in the history of the world in the clubhouse. So maybe they trade him and they get a big piece back. Another option that they could do is they could potentially trade Xander Bogaerts, one of the best shortstop prospects in baseball. He obviously played last year, but young shortstops in baseball. How about that's a better way to say it? There seems to be a potential fit with the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies are interested in blowing their team up. They realize they're not going anywhere. They're old. They need to get younger, cheaper, have some flexibility. Cole Hamels, who signed at a reasonable rate, is available because they're not paying $100 million to a guy to finish in 4th place. So maybe Hanley Ramirez gets traded to the Red Sox, and part of that package includes maybe an outfielder or 2, and maybe it also includes Xander Bogaerts. Because the Phillies have Jimmy Rollins, who's on his last legs. They need a shortstop of the future. Bogaerts would be a great fit. Hamels would be a great fit for the Red Sox. A potential match if they go down that road. Adam LaRoche found his match. 2 years, $25 million to join the White Sox. Great deal for the White Sox. Not a lot of dollars, not a big commitment. I'm actually surprised that the 35-year-old LaRoche couldn't get more money than that. I mean, he's still a 25, 85 kind of guy. He's been that the last 3 years. He had the one hiccup when he was hurt. But for his entire career, we're talking a 264 hitter. We're looking at 27 home runs, 90-plus RBIs per 162 games played. Very little reason to think he can't do that yet again, playing his games in the launching pad there in Chicago. Good place for him. Good place for him to sign. He's going to be a very valuable option in 2015. Watch out how many times he plays first base. May not be a great option in 2016 if he DHs all season long, but for 2015 when he maintains first base eligibility, Alan LaRoche is someone you can trust, and as long as the hype doesn't get out of control, someone who won't be too expensive on draft day. Okay, Chase Headley, best third baseman left on the market after Hanley Ramirez is gone, after Pablo Sandoval is gone in one day. Where does Headley end up? Logically, he could end up with the Giants, okay, because they have an opening, but there are a lot of teams looking to do some things at the third base position. Headley's position is now one of strength because, hey, everyone's bidding to get his services now. He's a hot item. Now, a couple of years ago, 2012, he had 31 home runs, he had 115 RBIs, and he scored 95 runs. And I came out after the season and said, look, nothing really changed in this guy's approach to play, nothing changed in his structure, nothing changed other than everything just came together, the home runs, all that kind of thing, and warned people not to expect that to happen. People didn't listen. They added him thinking they were getting a superstar. The last 2 seasons, Hanley Ramirez has fewer home runs, fewer RBIs than he had in 2012. The last 2 years, he has fewer home runs and fewer RBIs combined. He has a few more runs scored, 114, but then again, he played a whole mess more games. The fact is, Chase Headley is a very good ball player. He's not an elite ball player. He's seen his walk rate decline the last couple of years. He has never hit enough fly balls to be a guy that could be considered a 25 home run threat. In fact, he's not even really a 20 home run threat. He's a 15 home run guy. That's who he is. Teams should avoid overpaying for a 275 hitter that hits 15 home runs, that gets on base at a 350 clip. Better ball player than fantasy option too. So be careful that you don't overspend on the hype. Good player, not a great option in the fantasy game. Troy Tulowitzki is a great player everywhere. He's going to get traded. Carlos Gonzalez is going to get traded. Maybe, maybe not. There's a rumor, some people thought the Yankees might try to add Tulowitzki. They've got money to spend, as always. They have an opening at shortstop. It's not going to happen. Reports now suggesting that trade is not going to come to fruition. Not a big surprise. 6 years, $114 million still owed to Tulowitzki. If you're a team acquiring that, great talent, but, I mean, 2 of the last 3 years he hasn't played 100 games. I mean, I don't know why anyone would want to take that on given the cost. So Tulowitzki, at least for now, looks like he'll stay with the Rockies, though the Rockies still are listening to offers in case someone wants to blow him away. And then finally the case of Juan Nicasio. Just figured I'd mention it. He was traded from the Rockies to the Dodgers. Will probably fill a swing role, kind of like Yusmeiro Petit did with the Giants. Maybe start a little bit, work out of the bullpen. 4.8 ERA, 1.5 WHIP for his career. Not very good numbers for Nicasio. 7 strikeouts per 9, 3.2 walks per 9. Not very good numbers. 1.3 ground ball to fly ball ratio. Not bad. Maybe getting out of Colorado helps. Maybe it turns him into an effective NL-only option that you get for $1 or $2 at the end of a draft. Nothing to look at in a mixed league right now, even if he got a starting spot. Just not a very highly skilled pitcher. I'm Ray Flowers. It's been Around the Horn at FantasyAlarm.com. Don't forget to join us for all our baseball knowledge, all our basketball knowledge, and all our football knowledge. Whether you're playing the daily game or the season-long game, we can help you out at FantasyAlarm.com. Thanks for listening. Talk to y'all again soon.